guys, what's up? Dr. Lassa Mohammed, welcome to Online Clinic. If you're new here, try to subscribe. After subscribing, click on the bell icon to get update and drop a new video. Welcome to the clinic. I want to say a very big thank you to everyone that will be liking, sharing our content, your reposts, your comments. I appreciate them. God bless you all. And if you're new here, kindly please just subscribe. Just a click away and just click the bell icon so you always get notified when I drop a new video. Now let's get to today's video, and today we're talking about menstrual cycle, how to calculate your self period, how to calculate your ovulation period. That means when you can engage in sexual intercourse when you're safe and you don't have the fear of conceiving. And if you are trying to conceive, then you should have sex so you can if you're trying to conceive, when you should have sex so you can at least get pregnant. That's your ovulation period. Okay, so how can you get ovulation period and how can you get a safe period? I'm going to teach you in this video, because also I've been getting a lot of questions like can someone actually get pregnant when the person is actually menstruating? Can someone get pregnant when the person is at the end of the period, and all that? I'm going to give you answers to those questions. So let's get to the video. Now, today we all know what ovulation means. Ovulation just simply means the release of a matured egg. Now, releasing of an egg which is not matured is not ovulation. You understand? Ovulation simply boils down to a release of what a matured egg waiting for fertilization. Now, if the fertilization does not occur, the ruptured egg and the uterine lining, that is the womb, shreds away and it comes out as what? Menstruation. Now, how do you calculate your safe period? How do you calculate your ovulation period? Now, as I said earlier, ovulation period is actually when the egg is dropping or when the egg has already dropped. Now, some women, because women are different, some have the 28-day cycle, some have a 30-day cycle, some even have 26-day cycle. Now, this video is for everyone because I'll be teaching you how to calculate your own personal cycle, not a general cycle. Now, in most cases, at the middle of your period, that is when ovulation occurs. Now, if you're having a 28-day cycle, meaning that on the 14th day, that's when ovulation will occur. If you're having a 30-day cycle, on the middle day, that is on the mid period, that is the 15th day, that's when ovulation will occur. So first, you need to understand your system and knows how your cycle works. Now, how you'll do this is this: just make sure that for the next 6 months, you try to record your menstruation. That means the start day and the end day, you write it down for this month to the next 6 months. Then you try to calculate and see how many days the cycle is lasting. And if you're having a corresponding result, that means you're having a regular period, that means your cycle is regular, that means you now know your system, because you see you're having 28 days, that means that you're having a 28-day period. If you're having 30 days, the same thing. So you now know that the half day, that is the mid point of your period, is actually your ovulation period. So that is when you should target sexual intercourse. And I will advise you try to have sexual intercourse 2 days before ovulation day, and 2 days after ovulation. Why I want to say this is because the egg might drop earlier or it might drop a little bit later, but the human sperm can survive in the body for the next 24 to 70, for the next 72 hours, you understand, 2 to 4 days, the sperm can survive. So once the egg is dropping, the sperm can actually fertilize the egg. That's for ovulation period, that those who want to conceive. Now, if you are talking about your safe period, now your safe period is when you can have sex and don't have the fear of getting pregnant or conceiving. Now, your safe period should start immediately after menstruation. Your safe period should start immediately after menstruation. So how do you do this? So the menstruation period is when you start bleeding. Now, when you start bleeding, some persons last for 3 days, some persons last for 4 days, depending on yourself, your cycle. So you should know yourself. Now, if you are a person that bleeds for 4 days, so after the 4th day, from the 5th day, you can start having sexual intercourse. Because I said earlier that ovulation simply means the release of a matured egg. So after the egg has been ruptured, a new one starts growing from the first day of the period. Now, the first day it starts growing, which is not yet mature. That means even if it drops, fertilization cannot occur because it's not a matured egg. So on the 4th day after you finish bleeding, from the 5th day you can start having sexual intercourse because the egg is still not mature, still growing. 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th, to the 9th day, you can start having sexual intercourse without having fear of conceiving. You know, as I said earlier, that the midpoint of the cycle is when the ovulation actually occurs. Now, from the 5th to the 9th day, you can have sexual intercourse without having fear of getting pregnant because the egg is still getting matured. But from the 11th, 12th day, you shouldn't engage in sexual intercourse. Like I said earlier, sometimes ovulation might occur earlier or later. So if you're trying to abstain for pregnancy, just try to avoid sexual intercourse from the 11th, 12th day of your period cycle. Then up to the since you dropped on the midpoint, let's say you are having a 28-day cycle, so on the 14th is dropping, so 15th, 16th, 17th you shouldn't engage in sexual intercourse. Then you can start engaging in sexual intercourse on your 20th day period, 20, 21, till before you start bleeding again. You understand? Now the question is this: can you get pregnant when you're menstruating? Now, you cannot. On a normal, you shouldn't get pregnant when you're menstruating, because the idea is that the egg has been ruptured. But there are some people that are having double ovulation, in which because you have two fallopian tubes, you understand? So the idea is to be, for this month, the right fallopian tube should produce the egg. For the next month, the left should produce the egg. But there's a month in which both fallopian tube produce egg that same month, and that is when you have your own, or you have your non-identical twin. That's how they come. They are coming from two different eggs which are produced in the same month, but the normal should be one for this month and the other for the next month. You understand? So, but there are some times that you might ovulate earlier. You understand? But which is not normal, and that's when pregnancy can actually occur when you are actually menstruating, and that's just like a 2% of it happening. Then asking if you can actually get pregnant at the tail end of a period. That means, for instance, you're expecting your period should come like in 2 days time, and you have sexual intercourse today. Can you actually get pregnant? The idea is that you shouldn't get pregnant, because at that moment you have passed your ovulation. The egg has been ruptured, just waiting for the womb lining to rupture, and with the egg for it to come out as bleeding, menstrual bleeding. The same thing I said earlier, like you are ovulating in between periods also. That can also make you get pregnant at the tail end of your cycle. But if you are perfectly okay, you are menstruating well, you don't ovulate in between periods, you are good, and you shouldn't get pregnant at this period, only when you're actually ovulating, which happens at the midpoint of your period. I hope this video has been good. If you have liked and enjoyed the video, try to like, share with some friends and family. Drop your question at the comment. I would actually comment on them. If you actually want me to make similar video on this kind of topic, drop your comment. I will surely make that video for you. Okay? Yeah. Thank you very much. See you in our next video. Bye bye.